This is your primetime forecast from Dr. Don's Weather. A huge thank you to our amazing partners who help make it all possible: the Randolph County Commission, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. Broadcasting from the Alpha Weather Center and powered by N&W Locks, Fincher Fence, Estate Masters, Boone Docks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, and the venue at 5 Points Farms, here's Dr. Don.
Good Saturday morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. Time now for your prime time forecast for March 1, 2025. And I'm afraid March is going to come in like a lion. Thank you, Jimmy Stevens Construction, for being a partner with us here on Dr. Don's Weather. Get in touch with Mr. Jimmy at 256-610-1364. Jimmy Stevens for all of your construction needs across East Alabama and West Georgia. And, of course, get your ducks in a row with Dukas. Jamie Dukas for all of your Alpha insurance needs across Alabama and Georgia. You can reach Jamie at 256-831-7770. If you'll go to the top of the video on Facebook, bottom of the video on YouTube, you'll find a link to both Jamie Dukas and Jimmy Stevens Construction. Lots to talk about this morning. First, let's touch on the severe weather possibilities for next week. The National Severe Storms Forecast Center has put East Alabama and West Georgia, really all of Alabama and Georgia, in a slight risk category. That is a 2 out of 5, 5 being the highest risk. We are still several days in advance of this storm system. It is a wee bit unusual to get a risk level of this intensity this far in advance, but it's not completely unusual, and certainly severe weather across Alabama and Georgia this time of year is very common. So what could we possibly expect on Tuesday night into Wednesday? Well, I think the biggest threat will be tornadoes and damaging winds. The highest threat risk area is going to be west of Alabama, we think across portions of Mississippi, but we will get a squall line that will move through Alabama during the overnight into Wednesday morning and eventually across Georgia. And along that squall line, we could have some quick spin-up tornadoes and damaging straight-line winds. This is a very common occurrence across Alabama and Georgia this time of year. So, what should you be doing now? Well, you need to ensure that you have multiple ways of receiving severe weather information. The absolute best thing you can do is purchase a NOAA weather radio. I get questions all the time. What kind of NOAA weather radio do you recommend? Well, I have the latest Midland model, and that Midland has always been the forerunner in producing NOAA weather radios with same technology. That means that you can set it up so that it only goes off for your county. However, I encourage you to set it up for your county and at least one county to the north, to the west, and to the southwest of your county. That way you have a one county heads up before the severe weather gets to you. You need to make sure you have backup batteries in it and make sure it's sitting on your nightstand beside your bed. The idea is that at 2 a.m. in the morning, a warning is issued. It wakes you up so that you can go to your safe place. Also, have a good app on your phone as a redundant backup in the event that something goes wrong with NOAA Weather Radio. And, of course, check for updates very often. Know where your safe place is. Understand that you should be in the center of the lowest floor in your home and place of business. Make sure you go ahead and pre-identify that location. Talk to your family. Make sure they understand where it is. Put the supplies that you may need in that safe place and be prepared to evacuate to your safe place in the event that severe weather warnings are issued for your area. That's Tuesday night into Wednesday. However, let's back up to today because we have some weather to deal with today as well. We have a dry cold front that will sweep through Alabama and Georgia later on today. We could see winds gust up to around 20-25 miles per hour at times. Relative humidity levels will be in the 20 to 25% range. We have rapidly drying fuels. Now, that's the leaves that you see under those trees out in the forest and across your property. And so this is going to cause there to be a red flag warning today, meaning that fire can start very easy, and it can move very easily and very quickly. All it takes is a vehicle. Maybe you're going to your friend's house and the driveway's got several vehicles in it, so you pull off in their front yard. You leave that vehicle sitting there. I'm just going to run in for a second. I'll be right back out. And you leave the vehicle sitting there for, 3 or 4 minutes while you're inside. You can start a fire in that front yard from just your vehicle sitting there with weather conditions the way they're going to be this afternoon. So be very, very mindful of everything you do today. I highly discourage you from burning anything outside today. And this is across most of Alabama, all of Georgia. We have a red flag warning in effect for your Saturday across the area. Fire will transport very easily and very quickly today. So try to refrain from burning those leaves and be real careful. Anything you do outside with a heat source today can spark a fire very, very easily. So dry front does sweep through today, bringing gusty winds and cooler temperatures by tomorrow. That red flag warning is in effect for today. Critical fire weather conditions from 11 a.m. this morning through about 6 p.m. this evening. And that's for all of Alabama and Georgia. Moisture does return early next week ahead of the midweek storm system, and then that threat of severe weather will be in here on Tuesday night into Wednesday. Now, again, I think it'll be sometime tomorrow before we really get a good look at the severe weather setup. It may be struggling with surface-based instability. Early spring storms typically have to fight that because we don't warm up into the 70s and 80s during the day. But I think by tomorrow we'll get a good look, and maybe we can fine-tune the forecast a bit as far as severe weather is concerned next week. Current conditions at the venue at 5 Points Farms in Northeast Chambers County. Currently, it's 52 degrees. Feels like 44 out there. The wind is out of the west-northwest at 4, gusting to 9. Humidity is 64%. The barometric pressure at 29.97. Dew point is 40. Therein lies the problem. We need to get that up above about 60 before the fire danger is going to go away. As long as it's in the 30s and 40s, and when the cold front passes through this afternoon, that dew point's going to dip down into the 20s. And that's when we're really going to get into that high fire danger category. 71 was the high yesterday. We have mostly sunny skies out there now. Sunrise, it was at 6:10 this morning, and the sun sets this evening at 5:39 p.m. We are headed for a pretty nice Saturday, though we'll have that front move through probably sometime shortly after or right around noontime today. Winds are going to kick up out of the northwest at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Dew points are going to start to fall, and that's when we get into that fire danger this afternoon. High temperature around 70 in Roanoke, 66 in Carrollton. We will hit 71 in Frog Eye down at Miss Mary's house, and 72 in Lafayette this afternoon. 6-day forecast from the Alpha Weather Center. Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent for your Saturday. High fire danger, otherwise mostly sunny, becoming breezy this afternoon, and temperatures will cool off a bit after lunch. 70 will be the high. We likely will hit that right around noon. And then look at there. We head below 32 tonight. We're going down to 30 for your overnight low. If you've already put some of those tender plants outside, go get them in before the sun sets this evening. Mostly sunny on your Sunday, 56. Monday, clouds will begin to increase. 62 will be the high. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, most of Tuesday will be rain-free. That threat of severe weather will be late Tuesday. Most likely will be during the overnight, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Again, all day Wednesday is not going to be severe, just early in the morning time. We probably go back to mostly sunny skies by Wednesday afternoon. But you'll see the temperatures drop a good bit. By the time we get to Thursday, our high temperature only 57 degrees. While I don't see any signs of long-duration cold weather, We will do this roller coaster ride now for several more weeks where we'll have a cold front. That'll bring the potential for severe weather. We'll cool off for 24 to 48 hours, and then we start to warm back up. That's the way this works in the South. But for all practical purposes, I think we can let the word winter go to sleep for a while. We will have cold snaps, but long-duration cold, snow and all of that, the long-range pattern is suggesting we're done with that. We will see. You will remember some of our historically largest snowstorms have come in the month of March. But right now, we don't see any signs of anything even remotely close to that. Now, here is your Southern Union State Community College live Doppler HD radar showing no precipitation across the southeastern United States on your Saturday morning. Hope you'll take a moment and support us here at Dr. Don's Weather. You can see all of the different possibilities there on the screen. You can support us through PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and by purchasing an item from our weather store. There are links at the top of the video on Facebook, bottom of the video on YouTube to support Dr. Don's Weather. And if you own a business and you'd like to be a partner, send me a message on Messenger. I can have you started before we do our Sunday morning forecast right here on Dr. Don's Weather. Enjoy your Saturday, and remember, don't burn those leaves today. It'll get away from you and cause a big problem. I'll see you back in here tomorrow. Bye now.
That's a wrap on your prime time forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia. Broadcasting from the Alpha Weather Center and powered by Ann and W. Locks, Fincher Fence, Estate Masters, Southern Union State Community College, the venue at 5 Points Farms, and Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery. Dr. Don's Weather is proudly supported by the Randolph County Commission, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, the Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, share us with your friends, and subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on YouTube. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning for another edition of your prime time forecast on Dr. Don's Weather.